good afternoon, and good afternoon. Once again, it's on and popping. It's another exciting conversation with those that make things happen in the 757 to 804. And I also have my co-host from my former co-host from WODU Studios. Now she does her own podcast. I got the one and only Simply C backstage. How you doing, C? How you doing?
Hello.
Yeah. And so, we got an exciting guest today. And like I keep telling people, we try to bring people to the show that, is doing some great things in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And this gentleman right here is working with the one and only, the NBA legend, and Virginia Hall of Famer inductee, Joe Smith, you know. But today he's coming on to fill us in on some of the activity that's going to be coming up in the following week. And Mr. Davison, he's here, and we're going about to bring him on the stage too, so we can get to know who he is and get to talking. Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, team. How's everybody doing? It's good to
How
see you,
you
Cap.
doing?
Good to see you, C.
Doing awesome.
Yeah, man, it was an exciting week. The first week
Yeah.
of the event.
Exciting, tiring. I didn't realize chasing 8 to 12-year-olds at 52 was going to slow you. Was going to feel that a couple of days. But
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work in your 20s too.
Yeah. Are you 52?
I am 52, sir.
Oh,
I will be 53 in December. Yes.
I thought you were about 30 or 40.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. It was an amazing week, guys. I really appreciate you giving us giving me the opportunity to talk about it. Last week we were at the Sports Center with the Joe Smith Basketball Academy, the Sports Center Virginia Beach, on the ocean front, right next to the pavilion. We did ages 8 to 12 last week. We had an amazing turnout, 52 wonderful boys and girls.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Big shout out to the parents and to the community, because it wouldn't have been anything without them. I said that to the parents last week. Thank you guys for bringing your children out and trusting us with them for a whole week. That meant a lot. So just being able to do that was just awesome. The partnership with Virginia Beach, Councilman Green, all the moving parts behind the scenes were able to help, bring that week to fruition. And we had a great week. The kid, all the kids, both boys and girls, had a great learning opportunity. It was all day Monday and Friday. There's Councilman Green right there that really helped bring this to Virginia Beach and to Hampton Roads. Great week. Again, we went through a bunch of mentoring. We brought in Maryland Terp, John Gilchrist, to come speak to the youth as well. Former Terp in Maryland, Joe Smith's former teammate. He came aboard. He came on one day. Councilman Green came in one day to speak as well. So in the morning we would do some mentorship, and then through the day it was skills and understanding the game of basketball and just having some fun.
Right.
One of the biggest things we were able to do was provide lunch to the children all week long. So that was huge for us as well. We felt really proud, and thanks to all our sponsors that helped us be able to provide those lunches as well. So yeah, it was just a great week. We ended it off on last Friday, and had a great turnout. Gave out some certificates for everyone as well. It gave out some certificates and some things like that as well. A few gifts. All the participants got a picture with Joe and an autograph photo as well. We do have some other things that we're going to send out to them. So it was just an amazing week for me. It was just really just proud moment. Just to be able to connect with the community, sit back and get real-time feedback from parents. About what we can do better. And we invite all of our parents to come in, stay. So it's not anything that's closed, because we want that feedback. So just being able to interact with parents and get the feedback and really hear what we're doing well, opportunity, that was really helpful for me as we move forward into next week, where we will have the ages 13 to 18. Again, another full week at the Sports Center next week, the 21st through 25th. Ages 13 to 18. Again, both boys and girls. That group again will get lunch each day as well. And we're looking for both things are going to happen: mentorship, and then also, we'll have a few guests come in and speak. And then the bulk of the week and what we're about is really just teaching the fundamentals of the game of basketball and really just helping folks just have fun and get moving.
So in that short time, can you say you've noticed an impact on the students?
Yes, instantly.
Okay.
It was instantly. And even for us, just myself, Joe, the team, we learned a lot about ourselves in this week as well. Understanding too. Yeah, we thought about, okay, let's start off and we'll start off with warm-ups and we'll start off, getting them going, and then we'll fall into the drills. Well,
Mhm.
dealing with children may not always work the way you have.
No. Their speeds are different,
Exactly.
personalities.
You have so many different personalities. Again, like I said, both boys and girls. So you're dealing with that dynamic.
Mhm.
It's early, it's in the morning. So you have that dynamic. It's as well. So we decided, real time, let's do a quick pivot. And we're going to start the morning off with some mentoring to get everybody on the same page and make sure we have little light discussions. Everybody have a good morning today.
Wake
Let's
them up
start there.
first.
How's everyone feeling today? Y'all ready to practice? So that's we learned day one on that Monday. Yeah, we need to switch this up a little bit. So we started off each morning with about a half an hour, 45-minute mentoring and just coaching and talking to the campers. And then from there, we kind of took off through the rest of the day. So we learned a lot. We saw a lot of progress. One of the things that we do, the first question we asked a lot of the parents and children, did you have a good time on Friday? That's more important. Everything else is secondary. Did you have a good time? We want you to enjoy it. And that was, almost brought tears to our eyes, the feedback that we were getting. Like, man, we wish it was Monday again. We want to get this again. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I want to do this. Or can I come back with the 8 to 13? Like, oh, you can't. So, all of that feedback, it makes your heart warm. It really, it really makes you feel like, because we can get all caught up in the minutia of the moving parts. But then when you get that immediate feedback, you realize that you're doing something good.
Yeah, because I know that when the day I came down, man, them young kids were shooting like they were 15, 18. They're making 3-pointers. I'm like,
right, yeah. Again, surprising. And Cap, you see, we had all sizes. We had tiny to my height. I'm 5'9" at 12 years old. So yeah, and one of the things too is all skill levels. So we don't just shop this to folks that think they can play or have skills.
Right.
We want to develop developing a safe space for children to come and just play.
Can you kind of describe that, like the difference between approaching someone you see has innate skills versus someone who's not confident?
Sure. No, exactly. Well, the first thing is seeing that. And sometimes the parents will let you know day one. But a lot of times you'll find that out as you start going through those fundamentals and through those drills and exercises. And then from there, it's really just from that point, it's on us. That's where the coaching and the mentoring piece comes in. First off, it's just letting them feel that this is safe space for everybody, for you not to know it right now. But by the end of the week, we'll get you there. Those types of things. And from that point, you'll realize who needs more individual attention than others when it comes down to the skill level of the game of basketball. And that's where really, Joe really shines because he's, and I think Cap can attest to this, he's on the floor with those children from the time that we start at 10 a.m. to the time that we finish at 3:45, nonstop. And he's talking with them and helping with their self-esteem and helping them understand that you can do this, and even showing, how simple the game of basketball is. And that's one of the things that we talk about is kind of stripping all of the noise down and breaking it down to its simplicity. If you go right there, these 5-6 spots are the best spots on the floor to shoot. Let's practice these 5 to 6 spots. And then not only that, talking to the parents, which is again why we want to have them there, because everything is a partnership, even with us, with the parents in the community. You hear me talk about that a lot. So not only are we teaching them and you're here to see it, Well, the other side of it is taking that home, because if they want to do this and get better, we've just given you the blueprint of things that they can work on at home as well. So we've been able to see great progress. We had a lot of, like, most of the kids that we had a few, some that cried day one, didn't want to stay and go, but by Tuesday and Wednesday, they are playing, interacting, want to know what's for lunch. What are we doing this afternoon? And on Monday and Tuesday, they didn't want to be there. They missed their mom or missed their dad. They wanted to go home. So those are the little things that let us know that we're moving in the right direction as well. Just again, and for us is really seeing not only the change in the children, but the change in the parents as well. We had a few parents that started off, having conversations with us about, I want my child to be a little more aggressive, or they're shy and I brought them here so they can interact and, become more sociable. So we were able to, to kind of help where we could in that aspect as well. I remember we had one young man who was really, really shy, didn't want to be there the whole nine, asked his mom to come pick him up. We had our commissioner give his mom a call, and she was like, well, can he stay for a little while longer? I'm at work. We like, no, he's open to stay. We're here with him. We're just letting you know. And by the end of the day, his team were doing a competition drill against another team, and they won. He hit the game-winning shot.
Yay!
Commissioner took a video and pictures of all the kids just jumping on him and him going crazy, and sent that to the mom. And she just came in to pick him up and just thanked us, gave us hugs, was like, thank you so much. I'm so glad I let him stay. Thank you for sending that to me, letting me know that he's, he feels like he's in that safe space that we talked about. That, yeah, you don't have to, you don't have to know all the bells and whistles to come out here and have fun.
I want to send a shout out to one of the viewers, Michelle Springs, who does community work too. And, she's saying hello to everybody.
Michelle.
So, but as you were speaking, when it comes to young people, if you get their attention, it's easy to work with them.
Yes.
Because like I tell people, when you're talking to young people, they got to trust you. Once they can feel like, hey, I don't know this guy, I'm not listening to him. That's why they call him, I need my mom, I need my dad.
Right.
Because you're strangers. But when they get to interact and feel comfortable, now I want to stay. I don't want to go nowhere. This is fun.
Right. And that's that safe space that we talk about. We spend time with them. It's nothing for us to, be sit them at a chair, come pull them, come have a conversation with them as well. Go work with them in a different group just so they can start feeling comfortable about working with, with everyone as well. There's a lot of different things. You really read the room. Every child is different. But it's all about one of the words that we use within the team is bridging. How do we bridge to each camper? Because each one is different. Each child is different. So you find out that unique thing that you may have in common that will make them, to your point, Cap, trust you and want to listen to you. As well, I had one child, him and his sister was there. And one of the days we had lunch, he asked if he could have the boxes for his summer school project. Like, cool, no problem. Cleaned out the boxes, gave them to him, no problem. Took him home. Next day, him and his sister are arguing because he took his sister's phone. So, she comes over to me, Mr. Tommy, my brother took my phone. He won't give it back. Go over to the child's man. I took the phone, but she did this morning. All right, cool. I did a favor for you yesterday. Didn't you ask me to do you a favor yesterday? Didn't you? You said you needed the boxes for your school project, right, buddy? I said, and you, Coach Tommy, cleaned out all the boxes and gave them to you to take home, right? Yes, you did. Do me one favor. Can you give your sister the phone back? Okay. So again, bridging with them, and they were fine the rest of the day. So you know what I mean? So it'd be fine. That's the kind of things we were negotiating. Just to kind of give you an idea, that was some of the things that we were negotiating during the course of a week that made it so much fun.
Yes, man, that's fantastic. Like, when it comes to young people, Most of the time they want attention. Even when they talk about my sister got my phone, they want attention.
That's it.
It's not about the phone. It's really about, is somebody paying attention to me?
Attention to me,
Because
right.
kids have a thing of, I'm gonna watch everything
Mhm.
and see how it goes. They get more attention. Now I'm gonna do something to get attention, you know. But when you get to really intermingle and intertwine with them, like I tell people, the key point about anything is love. Everybody wants love. Everybody wants attention. So you got to figure out a route to go so that everybody's included in that picture. You know.
No, that's a good point. That's a great point. It's a great point. It all starts with love, empathy, caring, those keywords. Really, because you can't. What do you? I'll say this. We all want to help the community, but for me, it starts with those keywords, you know, because that's where the caring comes from in order to want to bridge to help. At least for me, it does. So yeah, I do have empathy. I do care. I do want to see, you know, area that I grew up in thrive. I do want to see, you know, the young folks take advantage of things that, you know, we didn't take advantage of. You know what I mean? Just because that shows this growth, and that shows that we're learning and we're taking a part. We're being a part of the 21st century. And I say that a lot because I think sometimes we forget, in the way that we think, the way that we even talk about ourselves progressing, is that we remember we did a full century change. So a lot of the things that most of us grew up in the 20th century and the 21st century. So you're noticing, from elevation standards of how progression has gone from century to century, things are supposed to be going different. We're supposed to be changing. We're supposed to be evolving. Things are supposed to be getting easier and better. Yes, technology is supposed to be advancing. And at one point in the world, there was no wheel, and then the wheel came. So just imagine what they felt like. You know what I mean? So, you know, then we didn't have automobiles to automobiles. So we went from no TV to TV, then from black and white to color. We've always gone through a industrial change in the United States. Always. Well, the world has. What we're going through now is nothing different than what we've gone through in the past. We're looking at it differently, but nothing's really. We've gone through these generational changes, in our lifetimes here multiple times. We have a blueprint on how to handle it. You know what I mean? Cap's a little bit older than you and I see, but for the most part, he remembers certain things. My mom remembers when she couldn't vote. If you see, so having to overcome that, and then being able to, so there's so many different things we've all had to overcome to sit and fester and swim in the, oh, I have to do something different. Like, Dad, you're supposed to. You're supposed to.
Nothing's going to stay the same. If it did, we wouldn't be where we are today.
And I know I'm a techie a little bit, so some of what I think it is based upon that, you know, growing up and being a part of that industry for 30 years. But it's a baseline philosophy that if you always put yourself in a situation where you're always wanting to learn, it's kind of hard to get left behind.
That's true.
You know, I joke all the time with folks, because I say, you know, you'll never hear me say I'm good, or I don't want to learn, or I don't know. I say, because that tells God that basically
you're done receiving your blessing.
I'm good. I'm done.
Yeah.
Nah, you won't hit me. Won't take me out of here as soon as I'm ready to go. Like, oh, you done? Cool. Come on up here with me. Like, nah, not yet, buddy. So, yeah, with me, I'm always love learning. That's where, you know, diving into the community and working with children. And like I said, just even last week, the things that, you know, Joe, myself, Jesse, our commissioner, was able to learn with working not only with the city, but working with the, you know, parents and children, the municipalities and our community, and, you know, all of the different moving parts that come with it. It's exciting, and it's a learning opportunity.
So I have a quick question. I feel like we've discussed this in the first interview, but again, can you touch on how you stay positive through the challenges that come with working out the kinks to even get to a week like last week?
Not sure. No, first off, and it sounds cliche, but it's not. I have a full commitment and foundation in God. And it's people look at me, made some people roll their eyes. my days usually start about 5 in the morning. My days do not start without at least half an hour devotion every day. And it goes from there. I wake up some mornings and don't feel like it, just like anybody else. I am no different than anybody else. I have slow mornings, not great mornings, but without my faith, that's where it starts. It helps me reset my day. And then I have a lot I'm very, very grateful. Cap will tell you every time I see Cap, I'm so grateful to see him. Whenever anybody gives us anything, sponsors, they get tired of me just saying thank you because I feel I was brought up, and right, wrong, or indifferent, I was brought up. Nobody's supposed to do anything. It's how
nobody has to do anything for you.
Nobody's
That's what my dad used to
or
say.
has to. Like,
it's a choice.
So anything that anybody does for you is a plus. And that's my mother, father, grandma just beat that over my head. So now that I'm grown, I live by that philosophy. So I'm so grateful, and so fulfilled when people do things or come out. That's why I started the interview off thanking the parents, because we wouldn't have last week wouldn't have exist if the parents didn't say, I want to take my child there. Period. Started there. So that's where it comes from. And then from there, I really look at our accomplishments each day. I break my day down and I figure out, okay, what, I'm thankful for today because it gives me another chance to be better than I was yesterday. So thank you, God. And then from there, it's what can I accomplish? Look at your to-do list and figure out what you can accomplish today. And I really look at those top 3, 4 things that needs to happen. I always do the hard things first. So if it's that hard phone call that I need to make, or that hard no that I need to give, or that hard no that I know I'm going to receive, I make that call first. Get that out the way, out easy. Right. Now the rest of my day is filled to some degree of positively new things coming in, what's going to happen the rest of the week, because I got rid of the hard stuff at like 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. And that's really what helps my day. I look at just some of the things as well that goes on. All of us are human, so Joe and I are no different. My mom has stage 4 cancer. One of the reasons why I moved back to Virginia. She's maintaining very well, but again, the fact that I can talk to her every day at 83, I don't take that for granted.
Right.
The fact that she gets to watch me now build my own business and company, that just makes me proud.
Right.
Things like that. So I've in the past, I think month, I've lost maybe 4 family members in a 3-week period, even just with everything that we're doing here this year. So again, going through those things, seeing family, being reacquainted with family that you didn't see in a long time because somebody passed away, and then you say, hey, I'm sure we don't do this. All those things play a important part of keeping me grounded, keeping me very, very positive each day, where I try not, I mean, I say try, I work on, say that, not getting in my own way.
Yeah. It's if it life, as they say, life throw you curveballs.
Yeah.
You got to figure out how can we straighten this out. And
it does. It does. But I look at it. If you want to find bad out here, it's easy. Go look.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just as easy to find the good. I tell people all the time, yes, I'm on social media a lot because I have to promote and do things on social media. Do not have an algorithm problem. Most, between Joel Osteen and Deion Sanders and good information about business or information about God, or seeing my
all
friends,
there for you.
Yeah, seeing my friends shine and do different things in their businesses or their lives. I don't have an algorithm problem. And I say that for folks to go, why? But you control your algorithm. So again, you can blame a whole bunch of people all you want.
But you know what you're looking up, you know what you're talking about, you know what you're surrounding yourself with. It doesn't even just apply to the digital algorithm, it's your thought process.
It's your thought process, what you're looking like. Yeah. And we all get, and again, I'm human, I'm not perfect. So yeah, Do I see the occasional world star fight? Yes, I do. I do. And do you side-eyed every now and again? Yes, I do. But I could easily hit not interested if they ask me and it pops up again. So again, you can control your algorithm based off of what you look at or what you want to feed yourself on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
No question. So when this come to an end, I know you mentioned about what about your company and what you do. So where will you be moving in the direction of doing something in the community about
I am glad that you asked that, sir. No, thank you so much for asking. That is had a conversation with that yesterday. Councilman Green and a few others have been a huge part in working through that process. So I've been in contact with Virginia Beach. I am, in addition, working on some things with in talks right now with even Norfolk Parks and Recs right now to really bring what we do from a technology standpoint to the community. I know a lot of it is with sports, and that was the shiny object to get everybody in, if that makes sense. But one of the things that I wanted to do, and one of the main reasons Joe and I connected, was he wanted to grow the camp into an academy and to be able to offer other things for children and adults, not just all the physical part of sports.
Right.
And so when he found out that I was putting together a training curriculum to be able to offer that to our community, he dove on it. So that's the next piece that I'm looking to bring. And again, just going through last week with the camp, how can we all incorporate this? So one of the proposals that I have now that I've been speaking with is really starting an after school, working with some of the cities and municipalities for maybe an updated after school program at some of your rec centers here locally. They have the infrastructure. We just have to utilize it and use it. Mm-hmm. And that's really what my pitch was to them. It's nothing more that you guys have to build, outside of maybe some paint and maybe some new updated computers or something here or there.
I totally have an idea for that.
Yeah, that's to me really it.
Simple.
So let's utilize the current infrastructure that you have to be able to bridge not only to our students, because all of the rec centers are in the neighborhoods that need help, period. So you got the model. We don't, again, it's really about the yes more so than the labor, for me. And that was really the pitch. It's nothing, technically it's nothing I need from you guys, but a yes, and a key to unlock one of these doors in one of these rec centers. And that was really my pitch. So we've been working through that as well. Councilman Green, what's up, buddy? We've been working through that as well, having those conversations. I just had a meeting with Councilman Green on that exact topic yesterday evening. So he has been working his channels to help us get connected with those rec centers in District 7 in his district as well. I've been in contact with Councilman Page in Norfolk. He's put me in contact with Pete Allen and the Parks and Recs crew. So we've been working with them to connect with their rec centers, not only doing some things this summer, but also moving into the fall when all the children go back to school, so we can be able to offer some, at least, beginning classes and things for them to really start moving this forward.
Immediately when you started saying your idea, all I could hear in my head, I shop auctions a lot.
Awesome.
So Gov Deals is one resource that I've used for vehicles and some camera equipment. And a lot of universities or other high schools and areas will put their things up for sale, so you can buy pallets of laptops or computer parts. And then that'll save you a lot of money. And you're a techie person, so I could totally see you getting a pallet of laptops and upgrading them for much cheaper than telling the city like, awesome. We need like 20 grand for some new computer. No, we need like 1,500 to get the computers. We probably need another 750 for the parts. And it'll save you a lot of money.
Yes, and that's exactly the narrative. That's funny. If you could send me that, I really would appreciate it as well. But yeah, that narrative that you have is really the narrative that I've been speaking. It's not going to cost as much as you guys think. People, and that's one of the things that really made me want to start Davidson Technology Solutions, is to get rid of the fear within our community when we talk about the T word. And I'm not talking about Tommy. It's technology. You know what I mean? To really get in it stuck, because what we've been doing to some degree is we've been transferring that fear to our children and to our nephews and nieces, things like that as well. I want to get rid of it. I want to be able to feel outside of your phone and games. It's something out there for everyone to get into, and it's convenient. Just have to know where to look. A lot of folks don't know where to look. You know, they don't know that certificates or certifications are out there that can land you a job, and where to find said certifications. One of the things that we do at DTS, we don't do job placement, but every curriculum or every class that we teach, beginner, intermediate, and advanced, we'll give you a list of careers and jobs that fall within that class. So now you know, hey, if I take this data analyst class, I can at least go apply to be data analyst, reviewing, things like that as well. Troubleshooting, support, you name it. Project management, so on and so forth. So at least giving them an idea of, hey, if I take this class, what career field or what job I can look into. If that's something that interests me, I'll go ahead and dive into this class. So that's how we do it a little bit different as well. So it gives the autonomy back to the trainee as well, so they can start navigating their career, and we can be mentors and advisors just based off of our career and some of our experiences as well.
I want to say good afternoon to Annette, who's listening, watching, and also and to the Black Power. That's the Norfolk chapter of
the NBPP,
right? Who's also watching. So, it's always important, to bring, with ideals, to collaborate and try to get people to understand it's not about me. It's about the community as a whole. It's about the next generation. Because as we getting older, who's going to take the place if we don't, put it in place for them to understand work together. You don't need a gun. You need a pen and a piece of paper.
A pen and a piece of paper. And the other piece that we need to do again is really start talking about how we communicate to each other, especially within our community, how we talk to each other. And that's everyone, from our children all the way up to our elders, how we interact with, because no one is above it. How we interact with each other is everything. If we shouldn't be, as Black Americans in our community, saying I don't know. It's not a bad thing. Not going to get the information is. I tell people all the time, and people ask me when I used to interview, what's your talent? Saying I don't know. One thing, I won't go out and look for it and get the information, but a lot of people have that. We've grown up to have that fear of saying we don't know, hence why we've always pushed stuff away. I want to be able to develop, again, I know we've been hearing that word, that's phrased a lot, of safe space, but for me in the community, we don't see a lot of us, doing certain things that we may see our white counterparts doing. TD Jakes made a statement and before he retired, stating that we need to make AI and technology sexy. We need to make it cool for our community to really dive into it and pay attention. And that, to me, when I heard that, was like, okay, not to say that I'm sexy, but we want to make it fun. We want to make it cool. We want to be able to see somebody like you that dress like you that says, hey, I know how to do this. Well, really? How you know how to do that? Here, let me show you. You know what I mean? When I tell people anybody can learn this, it's not to bring myself down, it's to lift you up. When I make that statement, I'm not special. You can do this. Man, like, this is how I learned. You can do it. You know what I mean? Now, all you need is time. You got 5 minutes. I guarantee you can learn it. And for me, once I got my feet wet in technology, I was sold. I was working over at over the old Ticketmaster in Virginia Beach, working in the telco department, routing lines. And the first time I executed a command that worked, changed my life. I can do this. You know what I mean? And from there, it was learning everything that I need to learn. I love to see people have that epiphany moment. Like you talked about, see, even just with basketball, when you start out not knowing how to do something, but by the end of the week, you know what I mean, they know how to dribble around, you know, between their legs. So they're able to, you know, bring the ball up the floor with their right hand and with their left, more comfortable. Things like that. Same thing with technology or learning. I love seeing people start off fearful, but now feel more comfortable. And it start asking different questions now about how to enhance and how to learn instead of how to stay away. You know, those things start, you know, really realize of how we can make progress, of moving things forward and leaving the next generation better off than, you know, better prepared. Let me say that, better prepared, because you look around, they're stripping away so many things away from us. But to me, that's only an area of opportunity, because we have the things that they're taking away. I guarantee you know somebody that looks like you, or know of somebody that looks like you, that has access to that one thing or is doing that thing.
Right.
As well. And that's where, you know, for me, I come into the community from a technology standpoint.
Right.
I mean, I'm not into politics. I follow it, but I'm not a politician. That's not my I know technology, I know sports. So anything that I can do around those two pieces, you got it.
Yeah, because your brain, you know, when you break it down, what you're using in technology is your brain. That's what the computer is based upon.
Yeah.
It's based upon your brain. If you think, if you read a book, if you pick up a piece of paper and a pen, you are the computer. Without the technology, the computer, without the person using their brain that created this, there would be no computer. They just scribble something on the floor. Because in art, because I'm a fine art major, you know, I got a bachelor's degree in fine arts, but I've been drawing her since I was a child.
There you go.
So that's 73 years. I mean, I started at 5, but that's 60-some years of picking up a pencil, sketching something. And people like, and even today, I still haven't did a one-man show. And my teachers be like, why you won't? Because I get nervous.
Gotcha. But that's
why
that fear to overcome.
I just be quiet, because I get to talk and over talk, you know, too long. But you have to, with art, you learn the knowledge of, you have a right side and a left side of the brain. One side receives and the other one transmits.
That's it.
So when you learn the technology of how you physically, as a human, are a receiver and a transmitter, then you understand that nobody can beat you but you.
It changed my life. It really, learning technology. Yeah, I grew up a comic book kid, so the itch came early. I'm little, so reading comic books, reading comic books, looking at the Tony Starks of the world, Iron Man, looking at the Bruce Waynes of the world, Batman, Spider-Man. For me, it was like, well, that's all you got to do is know technology and be rich. Cool, that's easy. You ain't got to be from another planet. So yeah, it sounds corny, but that's where the itch came from. And so, you know, being that little sci-fi kid, I went to all the sci-fi movies and stuff as a kid growing up. That's where the itch came from. And as I got older and you're working in jobs and things like that, I realized going to work and doing the same thing over and over again, even at a young age, I realized I didn't want to do that at a young age. So, okay, what do you do? Still didn't know, but I knew it wasn't that, because that almost drove me crazy. You go to work every day and pretty much I'm
wait for them to pay you.
And it really, I got into the call center world and started working at Ticketmaster. And a friend of mine worked in telco. And one day on lunch, I knocked on the door in his office just to say, hey man, stop by, say what's up. Say, hey man, how you doing? And what do you do? The rest was history. He showed me, and again, kudos to him for sharing. But he showed me what he did. That turned into me practicing turned into getting an opportunity to to show him and his bosses that I knew how to do the work. They gave me a couple of opportunities, and from there I was a part-time hire, making $7.50 an hour. So yeah, you tell somebody you work $7.50 an hour working technology, they'll probably scream at you now. But you couldn't tell me anything. It was the best thing that ever happened to me at the time, and I've never looked back since. I have not looked back since.
So how would you describe that to someone who's still discovering what their passions are, or I guess still accepting what their passions are?
Sure.
How would you describe going through the process, or maybe some advice for how to look at the process?
Oh, great question. Great question. First things first, I would say is you're not old. You're not old. You're not old. No matter what age you are, it's never too late. Go through the process. What you tell yourself is everything. We all have fears. So the first step, most first step are eternal, has no external issue at all. It's always that person saying, I need to step out. So the first advice that I would say is there's no such thing as a fear of failure, only lack of opportunity. So if you're sitting there, you're not scared of failure, you're missing out on an opportunity. In that respect. So I tell people, if you have a fear, that's God telling you to act on it. If you
Oh, I just heard someone say that.
that's
Nervousness is excitement for what's about to happen.
Yeah, man, that's God. That's God. Because first of all, most of us don't even know what we're fearful of. You can't put our finger on that one thing. The feeling that comes around when stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're that self-aware, where you can say, yeah, this thing, I'm uncomfortable, the problem's solved. You just have to act on it.
Mm-hmm.
You've solved the problem because you've recognized it.
Yeah.
You solved it. Now it's acting on how do you, now we're on the next step. You found out the problem. You know what the issue is. Let's act on it to change. Now you want to change it.
And nobody wants to stay in that feeling.
Right. We usually get caught in that gray area of not acting.
Mm-hmm.
And we sit in that fear for however long. I'm guilty, so I am no different than anybody. Like I just told Cap earlier, I'm 52. I just started my company at 18 months ago. I'm going to talk about fear. I got 2 daughters in college. yeah, I had 2 daughters in college. Fear. Yeah. I told y'all I had a mom that relies on me. Yeah. You scared. Crapless it's kind of So it was a lot of prayer. And then when I got comfortable, was having a conversation with my family. Hey guys, this is what I want to do. This is what I feel like. And then having the wherewithal to say, I know it'll work. And kudos to my family for them basically looking at me and saying, what took you so long? We've been waiting for you to start your own thing. Like, dude. And that really, for me, was like because I was even nervous and fearful about talking to them. Because now you're sharing your dreams with other people, which can really be scary sometimes.
And these are the most important people to you.
And these are the most important people in your life. These are the people who technically you're doing it for.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I named my company, my last name, I had 2 daughters. Their last names might not always be the same, but this legacy will be. If that makes sense. So it was more so about them and leaving a legacy for them. My nieces, my nephews. That's really what drove me to name it. I didn't want to hide behind a logo or a pseudo name or anything like that. Whenever I get down or whenever I get discouraged or get fearful, the company is my last name. I got to get up. It's my name on it. I got to get up. Other people, my mom's last name, my daughter's last name, my dad's last name. It's affecting now other people if I don't get up or if I don't execute the right way, or even if I make a mistake, it's making amends to that and learning from it and moving forward as well. So that motivating factor for me keeps me going, not making, my dad look bad, my grandmother, my mom.
Yeah.
It's, my daughters. So yeah, I don't hide behind this shiny little cute logo or anything or some pseudo name. It's my name. That means I am the good, the bad, the all of it. So it keeps me going. It keeps me humble, because again, it's something that's bigger. Even though it is me, it's something, again, it's bigger than me.
Yeah. Well, and that's the, like I said, with what I do, it's the same thing. What your senses are. It's not about me. It's about my grandkids. Now I got great grandkids.
Right.
So you have to understand is you have to pave the way. You can't tell them to say, well, don't go out and do this and don't get into that. Well, what did you do with your life? And you trying to tell me, because I learned from experience. Those that have an ear, the Bible say, let them hear. All you have to do is listen to the youth, and they are telling you why they're doing what they're doing. And then when you react in the way that you're not getting their attention, like, oh, I'm gonna make you do this. Oh, you gonna make me do something now? Okay, because you're the adult.
Right.
I tell you what, I'm gonna go out here and do this. Now I'm gonna make you pay money. I'm gonna make you get a lawyer. I'm gonna make you come and visit me because I'm gonna be locked up. Since you don't want to listen to what I'm saying.
You don't want to listen to what I'm saying. And a lot of it is just them wanting to be listened. If I didn't hear about anything else all last week, the reoccurring theme is they want to be listened to.
Right. That's it.
That, and they appreciate the vulnerability. I know for myself, a lot of behavioral changes didn't happen until my parents were open with. One time I was being obstinate with my dad. I was just being stubborn. I didn't want to hear what he had to say. And he just broke down and said, I used to be like you at your age. And it just wiped my mind. The attitude left me. I said, I don't want to be like that. Ew, no. I'm supposed to be doing better than my dad, and I'm doing the same thing. Oh, I need to
sound like my oldest sister.
They have to. I'm not a parent yet, so I don't understand why that separation is there. I know you want to protect the child, but being open in those ways helps bridge a lot of that, and listening when they are talking to you so they feel like they have that space. Because if you don't have that space at home, the world's definitely not going to give it to you.
It's not going to give it to you at all. One of the things I talk about with my oldest, because we are super close. We're twins. She's me with hair, a little bit skinnier and shorter. But people joke us all the time because her personality now at 20, she'll be 21 in January, is really developing. So it's like, you act just like me. This is how frustrated I am. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, wow. Like, my sarcasm is that bad? Everybody look at me like, yes, it's that bad. That's your child. So yeah, it's funny, but to your point, she said the same thing to me, and she's like, don't want to act like you. I don't want to see the DNA. Not the fact that you're bad, you're just bad. It's right. So like, you're just.
I'm supposed to be the woman. Can I be
you? I love you. Right. Looking like you and acting like you is not my strongest points, bro. So yes, that's why I laughed when you said that, because we literally just had that conversation the other day, and we talk, and we can sit on the phone, and it's funny. We can sit on the phone for hours. We'll laugh, talk anything. She keeps me young. She took me to see Travis Scott for my 50th birthday, just to let you know how close we are in that respect.
Right.
But yeah, being like or looking like or acting like, nah. I'll hang out with him. I'll hang out with him for 5 minutes, but no, I don't want to be him. Or don't want to act like him. Yeah, that's super funny. But yeah, I get that too.
Yeah. That's when the kids get older and become adults and start raising their own family, then you can, you sit back and you look at all the accolades they do get or they may not get. But the most important accolades they want is from the parents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the only opinion that matters.
That's the only ones that matter. My daughter, they both tell me that all the time. Like, we appreciate it. Like, I joke, people was talking with the parents. I said, y'all got it easy. Y'all follow basketball. I was a cheer dad. So cheer dad. Yeah. You ever sit through a
cheer
day
competition?
Yeah, like just a day, all day from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5. Just hollering at you all day long in a controlled environment. you've been a part of that from ages what? My daughter started at 5, 6. When she first started cheering, and she did not stop cheering until she graduated high school. So, yes, and she lived. I traveled a lot, and she lives in Georgia, so it was a lot of travel, making games, making cheer events. Yes, I've had my face made up multiple times. I've had glitter on me multiple times. I don't want to hear about some basketball mom that had to sit somewhere all day. Yeah, unless somebody made you put on some shorts to get out there and hoop. Yeah, I had to have a horn. You know what I mean? I had to scream. I had to play theme music. I had to learn hand claps. So, yeah. But all of that I did to make my daughter feel comfortable. I didn't never want her to feel that dad was standoffish, or it was something that because I had a daughter, well, nah, I'm not going to do that stuff because dads don't do that. No, you're my daughter. I am knee deep out there with you. Let's go. So I will be out there screaming. I will be up early in the morning. You know what I mean? I knew the difference. Yeah, I knew the difference in hair bows. I knew how to bring hair. Oh yeah, it was nuts for me to be sitting there doing hair bows, getting folks ready before the competition in the morning. So yeah, so I laughed, and I had some parents laughing as well because some folks were like, "Oh, this was hard." Hey, try cheer. Go the cheer route. I guarantee you, y'all be back. And they're like, "You were a cheer dad?" Yes, I was a cheer dad. So, yeah, and it was, and I wouldn't change it one bit. It was so much fun. There's a whole industry of cheer dads that are out there. So shout out to all all of the cheer dads and all the girl dads that are out there. There's a whole host of us that have our own little fraternity in this whole piece. But it was absolutely enjoyable, and it's part of the whole sports world that we're a part of.
Yeah, like I said, bringing people on the show like you and Joe Smith and other hosts and dignitaries is to where people don't listen. I don't do the show for fame. I do the show for history, because this video will be here long after we're gone.
Right.
That's why I record everything, because they can erase whatever they want, but they can't erase what belongs to you.
It can't.
And that's what young people, maybe 10 or 20 years from there, or maybe sooner, will look at this and say, wait a minute, I was thinking the same thing.
Right.
I want to spend more time with my family. And, in the entertainment business, like you are, the things you do, it's a lot of time pulled away from the family. The hours that you want to be at a basketball game, you want to be at that play.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't get that experience until after 7 kids, until my 7th kid, when the doctor told me I had diabetes and I had one choice. You keep doing what you're doing. I said, I only work in a club. I'm a general manager. I entertain. Well, I'll tell you this. You'll go close to 700 and something. And I don't know if I'm gonna even let you leave my office.
Right.
I had to take you into the hospital today. So she called 3 other doctors to get their opinion. And she wound up giving me a pill. The doctor told us to take it was a little small pill, like a little tiny pill. And he said, cut that in half and give it to him and let him stay there for an hour to see if it comes down. If not, then you have to put him in the hospital, because it's not going to change.
Right.
That's when I had to decide whether or not. That's when I got out of the club business, because it's not when you're dealing. Because you've seen the number of people. I'm doing this 65 and 6 nights a week there.
Right.
All the other clubs 7 nights a week, and I'm not just working one job. I'm
Yeah, that's a lot to keep up
radio
with.
station. I'm the president of the WZAM, the gospel station. I'm up at 4 o'clock. I get home at 3 or 4. I got to be up back. I got to be out the door by 5 o'clock, because we are sunrise and sunset. Then I leave there at 2 or 3 o'clock, go home and go to sleep for another hour or two, get up at 6:30 so I can be at the Heartbreak Cafe from 7 until 10. And from 10 to 3, I'm at the Club Royal Blue. So all these things are intertwining. But when you got a family that you got to take care of. Ain't nobody getting you nothing. You got to really say, hey, it ain't about, I got kids now.
Right.
And that's what I try to talk to people really about. Kids don't ask to be born. They didn't ask you to say, hey, look, hey, we're going to do this and we're going to have a kid. Some people complain that because they got money.
Right.
But when a kid is born because you care and you love somebody, you're responsible for that life.
Yes, sir.
Ain't no excuses. No excuses. You
You don't.
So
you can't.
that's why people like you to bring people on to hear your, about your fatherhood and starting a business. You know what it takes, and it's not just for, hey, you just want to brag. No. I'm not bragging. I'm trying to tell you, if I did it, you can do it.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. And I understand the fear. Yeah, I had it. Yeah, I understand. Well, I got kids. Cool, me too. Yeah, I understand. Well, yeah, I don't have a lot of money. Cool, me either. Like, I understand. Like, yeah, everything, every excuse that you can give, I can guarantee you,
right,
I probably have experienced it. So it gets to the point. I think the last point too is really for me is having more. You want to control the things that you can. And being in the technology world for as long as I had been, I've been a part of so many layoffs and things like that, and realignments. I guess that's the other good word that they like to use. I've been I can't begin to tell you how many of those I've been a part of in 30 plus years, but it got old for me. And then too, being at someone else's discretion.
Like I said, you have to wait for them to pay you for work you've already done.
Yeah, it started. It really started to say, is this how I want to spend my time and the rest of my life? At any moment, I can wake up any day. Now, granted, anything can happen, but still, off of somebody else's whim, you get to tell me I'm not valuable anymore. Like, do I want to live my life like that? And again, not disparaging anybody else. This is really pertaining to me and my mental health and my space, in my journey. Like, did I really want to do that? And I really started to think like, nah. And it was God to say, no, you can do this. You can do this. And he started giving me all of these ideas and all of these missions and all of these different places organically to send me. No, I want you to go over it. Don't go over here today. Go over here today. And I go over that way that day and something else. And that's when I realized, and I was terrified. I remember the day like yesterday, the first time I went to change my profile on LinkedIn. Even that moment was fearful. I had put the whole profile together, changed my profile, did all the new updates and everything. And I sat here and looked at update for about 4 hours, never updating my profile. I just sat there and looked at it and didn't hit update. My girlfriend actually came in my office. What are you doing? Oh, I just updated my LinkedIn profile. She was like, so when are you going to hit save? When are you going to update? Like, great. Like, that's wonderful, but you didn't hit save yet. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, for some reason, I froze. I couldn't do it. Like, I'm sweating, anxiety, the whole nine. For some reason, it was like, I don't know, I can't do it. She said, here.
Click. She did it for you.
She looked at me like, you hungry? Like, what? Like, go get something to eat? And like for like a good minute, I'm staring at my screen like, but her whole thing is, just get over that. It's done. You're a business owner. Cool. What's next? What's next? You got to go eat. Did you call your daughter? Like, how's everybody doing today? Like, go check on your mom. Like, we're done with that. You've been, God's had you on this path long before it came to you clicking this button. Your vision, how you've adapted, everything that you've worked towards have been for this moment. You've been a business owner months before this moment, because you've already changed your mentality. So let's leave that alone. You're already there. Now it's the next steps on what things you need to learn in order for you to be successful, because we've done this part already. And again, those are the people you want around you. Those are the people you need in your life. Those are the people who, like we were just telling Cap, yeah, I have a fear. Okay, how do we help you get over that? Those are the people that you want in your life. That's not going to help you swim in it. That's going to, hey, what can I do to help
push you?
To push you. Do you want to fix that? Yeah, man, I just don't know where to start. All right, man, well, let's figure it out. You know what I mean? Those are the people that you want in your life. That's always going to help you grow. And it's not about starting everything is not always about a business. It can be just about family. Hey, I need to have a conversation with this family member. And yeah, we a lot of us didn't know or learn conflict resolution. So where did we start? Hey, man, just pick up the phone and call them. You may want to stop by or just go over. Oh, hey, I'll take you over there because y'all two need to talk. You know what I mean? If I need to, be the mediate to help mediate you guys talking, I want to see you guys talking. Y'all need to be fighting. So you can apply that to your family. You can apply it to starting a business. Everyone has that fear. It's what you do with it and how you overcome it and how you apply those next step to it is everything. So everything starts with you internally. Yeah, it's easy to blame other people. It's easy to blame other stuff. That's the easy part. That's the easy part. You know what I mean? It's so easy to say all these different things is the reason why I can't. But to get up and act on that actual change, that to me is what separates everybody. The people, the non-folks, into the non-folks doing, as you can say, to folks that are doing, is making that assessment internally and being self-aware enough to say, hey, I'm the reason I'm not. Let me at least start. And you don't have to have it all. I learn every day. Just learned a bunch of stuff yesterday, sitting in the meeting. I learn every day. I've been in technology 30 years. I'm still learning it. I've watched sports since I was 7, 8, 9. My brother played professional sports. I've been around sports my whole life. Sitting around with Joe and these guys, former NBA players on Monday, I learned some more. So again, like if you that being inquisitive, being curious, always having that underlying curiosity, that is the underlying common denominator among any CEO, rich person that I've met. Curiosity and learning. They have not folded their arms and said they're done. They are completely curious. And you sit around and talk with them and you guys have curiosity conversations. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? And you realize that they're always in learning mode. And so that really made me feel like, all right, well, cool. I'm not far off because that person is successful. I know I want to be successful. So being inquisitive, I was that why kid as a little kid. So being inquisitive and being curious never really leaves you.
Hey, well, once again, it's a great show, and I want to thank you for coming on. If you want to mention,
big shout out. Yeah, big shout out to Mr. Joe Smith. He is out with the guys in Maryland right now. The TBT, the team, the Shell Shock, head coach Ron Dixon. Joe's an assistant coach. He is out there this week coaching the Shell Shock and the TBT for their first game next week. Oh, no, it's this Friday. I'm sorry. It's actually this Friday for their first game of the season. So I want to wish him, Joe, the Shell Shock, all those guys. I see you guys on Friday at the game. I will be there on Friday, but I want to wish those guys a healthy season, healthy practice this week, and good luck on the game. So I want to give them guys a big shout out. Another shout out to Councilman Green and the city of Virginia Beach as well for their partnership and their help with the Joe Smith Basketball Academy, getting us through our last week. And then again, everybody, next week is July 21st through 25th. Virginia Beach Sports Center again. We're doing ages 13 to 18. There are still spots open, so please go to joesmithbasketballacademy.com and sign up. We're only $99 summer camp for an entire week. So you get a full week of we give lunch for that. Lunch is included. Your training's included. 10 to 4 Monday through Friday every day next week. We'll be training 13 to 18. So sign up now and come on out. Look forward to seeing you guys.
All right. You got any closing words, Simply C?
I've just been soaking all this in. I appreciate your openness and honesty with everyone and making a lot of things seem a lot more approachable. I feel like we need to hear people speaking from all sides of the coin, but especially with the way that you've been sharing your process. I think that really helps make things less intimidating for everyone. So
Right.
Thank you so much. That's what I aim to do. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you,
Yeah.
and thank you guys so much for the opportunity. I know this is my second time, so it's not lightly. So I appreciate Cap you reaching out. See your time today. You guys making time for little old me. I really appreciate all of you and helping us move the Joe Smith Basketball Academy forward. What we're doing within the community, Davidson Technology. Thanks for giving us a voice. I appreciate you guys so much.
No doubt. It's about the kids.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And anything that we can do on our end to continue to support you, Cap, support you. You know, you guys always, I'm a text message or a phone call away. So all you got to do is just reach out. We're there.
All right. We'll probably show up next week down at the camp. I got to,
Look forward to it. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Come on out. We'll have the big thing. If you guys come around, if you can, or stay, come around 12-1-ish. You guys can have lunch with us, please.
okay.
Yeah, we usually have lunch around between about 1 o'clock-ish.
Okay.
So yeah, if you guys come around then, you can have lunch with all of us, sit down and relax. You get a chance to ask any of the parents or anything, get some feedback from them as well.
Okay.
All right then. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Joe. See you Monday.
Will do. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much for your time today. I appreciate the opportunity, everybody.
All right, no doubt about it. Well, that's it for today, y'all. Want to say another shout out to another viewer, Teresa Riddick. She's one of my favorite viewers, and people that's always supporting whatever endeavor I'm in. But like I said, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching, and those that are watching later. Don't forget, all the information is running across the screen. The days is start next Monday, and make sure you register your kids on a few slots back. Don't miss this golden opportunity. They're getting professional. They're getting legends. And for $99,
it's not hard to beat.
You're not going to get, they may not never come again. So please sacrifice, bring your kids out. I guarantee you that it'll be well worth what they're going to find so exciting. It's history. And they are making history if they're there. Bring your kids. They're gonna
$20.
They'll be talking about this to their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Great opportunity, amazing opportunity. See everybody next week. Thanks so much, guys.
All right, bye-bye. Well, thank you once again. And we out, we gone. And Simply See, you still there?
I'm here.
Oh yeah. You want to say any closing words? So
I think I just want to encourage everyone to stay encouraged. I had a pretty motivating week last week, and this was a really inspiring conversation to continue pushing forward, no matter what, and pushing through your fear.
Yeah, well, I hate to say, but we out. But oh, by the way, don't forget to join me at 3 o'clock from 3 to 5. Frequency Distribution got some new joints coming up, some new inspirational for 5 to 6. I'm just letting you know, bring your young kids into the programs and let them experience what love is. These people are taking time and effort to do just that in a dying world, in our communities that are incarcerated. We got to get them to understand is guns down and pen up. Because if you take that pen, you don't have time to be worried about trying to take somebody's life or end your life. You take a life, but you end in your life once you use that gun. Your life is ended as you know it. They're going to pipeline to prison, and you're going to go there for 30 and some for life. So with enough said about that, thank everybody for all the comments. Check with y'all later. Check me out at 3 on WVDM. You know what time it is. All right. Simply See, I'll check you out on your podcast. Bye-bye.